Okay. Stayed at the Thunderbird Inn, Mitchell, South Dakota, or Thunderbird Motel. First night. Left Clay Como Tuesday, 4:45. Arrived here at 10:45. $55 a night for the motel room, 47. Put on 448.1 miles, but 20 of that was from Excelsior to Clay Como. I went 220 miles, stopped for gas, went 228 miles, stopped for the night, washed the van and the bike, ate. The Happy Chef, that's where I ate. Wasn't very good. Had beef tips and noodles, and the food sucked. Now I'm headed on toward Rapid. Here we are at Chamberlain. Left the motel at 10:15, dropped by McDonald's to get some breakfast, and it's now 11:13. I'm not sure how many miles we went. Let's see, 50, 66, 69 to 70 miles is how far we went since we left the motel this morning. And like I said, this is Chamberlain. Got another 200 miles to get to Rapid City. Gonna stop there and go at the Harley dealer and go at the convention center and get it out of the way. Get my free event pin and check out those legging chaps that I didn't get last year. I hope he's there again this year. Because I would like to get a set of them. And if you can see it, that's Bob and Vanette up in front of me. I'll watch them, and if they stop, I'll stop. In the rear view mirror, you see Bob and Vanetta. They're following me. We're going through the Badlands. Going too slow for them. They've passed me, and there they go. Headed for Sturgis through the Badlands. Black Hills. I'll give you a little bit of the scenery. More Black Hills, the sky in the distance. Headed toward Rapid City, about 40 miles away, and that says entering Badlands National Park. Well, it looks hot outside. For some reason, it just doesn't seem as hot as it was the last time we were here. I don't know if that has anything to do with the fact that I was on the motorcycle then and I'm in the air-conditioned van now or not. Irregardless, I'm not sweating this time. I think even Sheila could handle this one without having to stop and put something cold on. But it does look hot. And I'm sure it is. When I was talking to Bob and Vanette earlier, they look pretty hot. Okay, it's 2:30 Central Standard Time. From Murdo, I went down and hit Highway 44 and ticketed in through the Black Hills, run into Bob and Vanetta. I've just arrived at the Harley dealer, getting ready to go in and see if they've got those big bags we want. There we are. Now, I've been here a little sooner, but I stopped down here at the Pontiac dealer checking for a used Bonneville, but they didn't have any. So now I'm going to go in and take a look at the stuff at the Harley dealer. Again, it's 2:33 Central Standard Time. I left this morning at 10:15. Well, I'm leaving the Harley dealer. They've expanded the area where they sell stuff, but they're not real crowded. I don't know if that's because it's early or Wednesday or what. But right over there, on one of those booths that you can't really see, I bought me my big tea-bag saddlebag that we should have got last year. And as you can see, there's a storm moving in. A while ago, they put out a warning on the radio that there was a severe storm with hail over Deadwood. But I'm headed for the convention center now. I don't know whether we'll see any while I'm sitting here at the light. but there's been some really sharp lightning in them clouds. It just comes every now and then. There's kind of some behind the tree. I don't know if you can see it or not. And I know it gets boring sitting here watching it, but I wanted to get a lightning or two before I shut you off. And you can't wait until it happens, because if you do, then it's over with by the time you start the recorder. And by keeping the recorder on it, number one, it's not going to lightning, but at least all those bikes don't have to worry about getting struck by lightning as long as I'm taping it. Because as soon as I turn it off, it starts lightning every few seconds. But here I've been talking for a good 30 to 45 seconds and we haven't seen lightning strike one. So we'll just chalk that up under Murphy's Law. I give it a few more seconds and then I'll shut it off if nothing happens. Of course, just as soon as I shut it off, then some lightning comes down. And just to make it official, I think for every time but one that we've ever come to Sturgis or went home, it's raining on me. I'm in Rapid City right now, just leaving Rapid City, headed toward Sturgis, which is about, well, I don't know, about 30 miles away, I think, and then I'm going on to Spearfish. And the band at the Harley-Davidson Convention Center started playing early because they said there's supposed to be a big storm moving in. They wanted to make sure they got to play before it got here. I don't know what that consists of, but we'll see later. Did me a lot of good to wash the bike and the van last night, didn't it? And coming up, you'll see underneath the overpass, almost creating a traffic jam, as many bikers stop putting on rain suits. Well, I'm just arriving in downtown Sturgis. It's 5:15 Central Standard Time. I bought a bunch of stuff at the convention center. I got my chaps that go halfway up the leg that I wanted to get last year and couldn't get to. I got both me and Sheila a cool bottle that blows cool air on us when we're traveling. And I got both of us, well no, I take that back, I got both of us cool bottles. I got some pin locks to put on pins on a vest. I got the big saddlebags at the Harley dealer, and then I got a bunch of catalogs and stuff. I just almost drove right up to Main Street. I'm 2 blocks away without having to stop, but once or twice there was a little bit of traffic. But the crowd seems to be either gone somewhere else or way down. It's not very crowded at all. It could be that the storm was blowing through, although it doesn't look like it's rained here. It rained most of the way here. And there didn't seem to be as many vendors off exit 32. It just didn't appear that there was as many as there had been. So I'm going to drive down, just take a look at things, and then go over to Spearfish and check in and unload the bike. Thought I'd give you some pictures to look at. There's the Harley dealer over there. I'm sure I'll wander into there a time or two before I leave. As you can see, the vendors there's just not anybody in front of them. And we're half a block off Main Street. It does look a little more crowded down Main Street. We'll see how crowded when we get down there. The Harley dealer does have a pretty good crowd at its place. A lot of bikes, several people. So it is pretty crowded. That's Main Street down there. Let's see, I'm a little off. There's Main Street right there. And we're headed that direction. We won't get to go down Main Street. It'll be for bikes only. But I'll let you shoot down it. Take a look at it. Here's the vendors right at the end of Main Street. That one 4-way stop corner. You can see there's a few people, but not like there has been in the past. Like I said, maybe because it's Wednesday, I don't know. But there's Main Street. We'll be headed down there since that truck gets out of the way. I'll show it to you. And it's just not packed like it has been. Can't wait to look down it. There may be bikes parking all over. Okay, Main Street appears like it's going to be crowded. I'd be scared if it wasn't. Uh-oh, here comes the siren. Don't know where or don't know how, but it's my turn to go and I'm going to take it. Yeah, Main Street's still pretty packed. A lot of bikes, a lot of people. And then here's down the street next to Main Street. I don't know how good a view you got. There was people and bikes everywhere, so I kind of had to watch where I was going instead of watch what I was doing with you. There's the place where we get the pork chops down there. Right there, behind there. And then right down to our right, although you won't be able to see it, is the Broken Spoke. And there's the gas station, Amico, where I'm going to get my money, I hope, because I'm about out. And up on what would be the food court. If it still is, I'll let you know in a minute. I see you getting Mr. Eagle there. I believe that's been the food court in the past, and it's nothing right now. So I'll have to find out where they've moved the food court. There's the bowling alley where FOR usually meets. There on top of the Dodge place is the biggest big screen TV I've seen since a football stadium. Try to get you a picture of it pretty soon. Key City Lane, Benny's Cocktails and Restaurant is what it is. Again, that's the bowling alley. I've got to kind of watch what I'm doing here, so that when it's our turn to go, we can go. It should be our turn to go right now. Oh, somebody went out of turn. We'll go now. Here's just this line of vendors we usually walk down. Although I'm going to find out where they moved the food court. That's where I really got some good food in the past. And we make another move up or down, we should be able to see that's some new vendors over there inside those open areas. Oh, I gotta go. And there's a big screen TV. I guess you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. Not too easy maybe, but you can see it. It looks like a lot of the crowds moved down here on the thoroughfare instead of up on the other end of town, maybe is what's happened. Maybe I'll find me a new food court up there. Some looking on the other side. Police out talking to somebody. Guess they put them in t-shirts this year. And zillions upon zillions upon zillions of t-shirts in every imaginable color. Looking at some of the more businesses. And across the way there, great big and new, is JP. Just kind of pointing you, so I'm not sure what you're seeing. I'm having to watch the traffic on the road. I hope I'm pointing you right up. Had you a little high, didn't I? Got to glance up and see that. That was JP Cycles, or at least you might have seen the sky above JP Cycles. We're about to get out of it now. I don't believe the crowd's quite as heavy this year. Fairfield Inn, Spearfish. Arrived here at 4:45, 807.4 miles. But keep in mind, I made several stops. So that's not a true representation. And I had a really shitty meal last night at the Happy Chef, and look at the restaurant right next door to the motel, Happy Chef. Trailer, bike, and vans all back that direction. There's the Holiday Inn up there, where Sheila really wanted to stay. Only time will tell whether it's wrong or right that we tried to stay there. There's my trailer. It's parked over by the Happy Chef side of the parking lot, kind of by the steps. That was a problem, but I didn't know what else to do about it. And here's the entrance I'm going to go in. We're in 212. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's where we're at. And there's the van and the bike right now.
Well, the Fairfield Inn. It's 9:30 local time. Pretty nice room. But I'm going to show you the forecast for today. It's definitely been a vacation year of rainy, cold vacations. This is the view out the back window. Just kind of prairie and scenery. Here's today's forecast. Mostly cloudy with scattered showers. Thunderstorms possible, high in the 60s. That's today's forecast. Since midnight, low 58, high 63. I'll see if I can get the current temperature for you. I think it's 69 in Rapid City and it's 64 here if I remember right. Friday, mostly cloudy with a 30% chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms, high in the mid-60s to lower 70s. Of course, Saturday, 88 and 55, partly cloudy. Sunday, 89 and 60, partly cloudy. And Monday, 86 and 58, partly cloudy. So maybe a good day Saturday.
Okay. It's 3:22 Thursday afternoon. As you can see, the ground's wet. Just barely sprinkling now. I've walked Main Street all up and down, and I've walked Lozelle. I am parked near the intersection of First and Main, and I had intended to walk up and down Main Street with the camera and tape a lot of the goings-ons, but it has rained since 10 o'clock this morning. Fact is, it's raining now, so I'm going to have to put the camera back up. But that's the only thing that's kept you from getting a shot of everything up and down Main Street. Sometimes it's rained light like it is now, sometimes it's rained heavy. But the one constant is it has rained and rained and rained all day long, and it's cold. Probably 60, give or take a little bit. So I don't know if you get to see any more or not. If it quits raining, I may get the camera out and walk up and down Main Street, but right now it doesn't look like it's going to. Okay, it stopped raining. It's even warming up because it was 54 earlier, and as you'll see now, it's going to be 55 degrees at 4:15, although it's pretty dark out. This is Main at First, believe it or not. And I'm going to start doing some walking and taping now. Here's the other side of the street by Main at First. There's the Victory on the corner, Victory building. And up from it is the Roadhouse. And next is Dirty Bird USA. And then I'm not sure what the name of that one is. It's just a t-shirt shop. And then this one's Street Eagle. And then we come to Wermer's Dairy, or Diner, and Donuts. And then two-wheelers have taken over that building. And I can't see a name on that one either. And then on up to the corner. And I don't know why.
What happened there?
But they're towing off a bike. Might have been in a no parking zone. Looking from the corner of First and Main again. Working our way east. There's body modification. Road to Rern Productions. Black Hills Power and Light Company. Cycle Shades, Body Webs, Norwest Bank. Okay, this is the other side of Norwest Bank. Then we get to Indian Jewelry, the Dungeon Bar, Espresso Bar, Indian Tacos, Big Roast Beef, Sturgis T-shirts, Printing, Competition Motorcycle. on down to Gunners. Gunners is where the Hells Angels usually hang out. And this is a traditional end of Main Street on the east side, but this year it goes further, so I'll take you down and show you further. Okay, there's the HJ hangout. And probably a couple HJs over there. And again, we're at Junction and Main. Normally the end of Main Street. But as you can see, it goes on down further. Now I'm going to head that direction. Around the corner is the tattoo place. Down there's the Harley dealer. And there's the stands that usually set up on the corners. And that's the back entrance to the Harley dealer. Here's Junction and Main from the other corner. That's looking down Main Street. There's the businesses. There's the t-shirt place where I usually get t-shirts. And then businesses on down the road. Down there is the pork chop place. And I'll probably walk down there pretty soon and let you see it. They've moved the food court though. Okay, Main and Lozelle across the street. Here's the new block they've added. Parking in the middle and all. Bunch of vendors back there. There's Hog Heaven, assigned to the Harley dealer. On down the road. I'm going to walk down there. Okay. I spent most of my money on bikes, broads, and booze. I waste the rest. Now that's the sexiest thing I've seen since I've been here. You'll see why in a minute. That is why. Don't see too much of that here. And it's chilly out too, which makes them real brave, and I realize that's not sexy. I just said sexy, let's see. And that's kind of what's left of the water there. Hasn't rained now for almost an hour, but it rained about 6-7 hours before that. Starting at the Main Street Mall, working my way down. There's a bunch of little vendors' tents. Down to the end of the on-street parking. I'll get you a name when I get down there. And I don't know what it consists of, but they put a casino in here. Probably just video machines. I'll check it out and let you know. Okay, parking goes down to Middle Street. Middle and Main. And it's not really Middle Street. It should be called End Street because it's the end of the parking. And there's some of the vendors down on this end. They're kind of scattered out down here. The casino was video poker only. I went in and checked it out. But they did have video poker games. And it's not very crowded. But keep in mind that it's rained all day and it's cold. Camo in the corner looking down at the Broken Spoke Saloon. There it is. I don't know if I'll make it down to it or not. I'll try. And I don't know if you can read the sign or not. But it's usually pretty crowded, particularly in this kind of weather. And you can have alligator teeth or heads, or you can have bull heads or steer heads. It's up to you. Okay, the other side of Middle and Main basically has a Napa store, a laundromat, Shanigan's Casino, and that looks like it may be a temporary situation. And then down to some food things. And then you've got Hog Heaven, home of the whole hog sandwich, for the elite, meat to eat. Okay, we're looking on the south side of Main again, between Middle and I'll have to look and tell you and what. More vendors, more bikes, For Sheila there, I'll show you the Indian tacos. And on down to the corner. It's not First. I don't remember what it is, so I'll go look it up. Here's a Sturgis swap meet. I'm going to go wander through it. It was pretty bundled up when I was by here earlier because of the rain. This is just right on Main Street, right at the main interchange. And they weren't kidding. It's just a swap meet. Bunch of used parts. It's like the twin drive-in, only not near as big. Of course, there's used leather in there, or new leather, as there is everywhere. There's a cute blonde there. He smiled at my camera. And there's a misfit bike. Somebody with more patches on his vest than me. I don't know if he's Mr. Horny or what. There he is from the front. Patches all up and down, a little bit of a belly on his jeans too. A couple of his buddies there. You can get buffalo burgers and knives and swords to carve them with. And we're back at the intersection of Junction and Main, which is the main one. I'm going to head up toward First Street. And that's the corner of Main. Headed up toward the one side. I get the other side now. This is the other side of Main and Junction. Working up toward the Harley dealer. Which is going to be up past those white tents. And there's a lineup of cars trying to get into the main area. Okay, there we go. Sturgis Harley Davidson. With all the vendors' tents set up in front. And some parking back there. This is the other side of the street. There's where all the roasted corn's coming from. Gator hide covers, which are different looking. And just more vendors. More vendors than you can shake a stick at. I'm headed back down Main. Okay, there's LaSalle and Main. Working up the very first block. Well, I guess it's the second block this year. There's the official registration headquarters. And there's a whole lot of banditos and Hell's Angels behind me. Apparently they're getting along just fine. Bob's Family Restaurant's where I had lunch. Had ribs and potato salad, french fries, baked beans, and it was only so-so. It wasn't very good. Okay, you're now looking at a bandito. And the other side of the street. Okay, starting at Bob's Family Restaurant. And working our way up to First Street. And that's the corner of First and Main right there. That's the way to get it if you can. Okay. This is on First Street, half a block off Main. There's a hotel. Maybe we could check into that for some place to stay. There we are on Main Street, right there. Okay, again, First and Main. And right below Renegade Classics, I want you to look right there. That, of course, is my bike. And then from Renegade Classics on down Main. And there's somebody with a good seat. Above Tom Steve's. Surprised they don't have more of that. and then Big Al's Swap Shop, which I'll pick up on the other side. And that's just the typical Sturgis character. Okay, starting at Big Al's Swap Shop, there's something called Road Angels. And then we've got a gold pan pizza, fireside grill and bar, the Oasis. And there's the corner, and I think it's going to be the corner of Main and 2nd, but I'll check and make sure. And it is the corner of Main and 2nd. You're looking down where I just come from. And I'm going to show you the direction I'm heading, which is still down Main. You're looking at the south side, and we're headed down between 2nd and what I'm going to assume is 3rd. There's the rest of Big Al's Swap Shop. And of course, we're at Sturgis 99. These are some businesses down 2nd Street, headed south toward Lozelle. And that's Lozelle down there. There's some Brothers Fast from Denver. Brothers Fast. Okay, we're still between 2nd and 3rd on Main. There's Big Al's. There's some food. Between 2nd and 3rd on Main. There's Big Al's. There's some food stands. T-shirt and boot stands. There's Big Al's 2. And that should be the stop sign for 3rd Street. I'll find out when I get down there. And guess what? 3rd and Main. There's a t-shirt place right here. Actually, we're looking on the north side right now. Intersection of Main and 3rd. Right now we're looking down Main, and here's some vendors down the side going down 3rd Street south. Here's Main and 3rd looking north on 3rd. It's doing pretty good as far as vendors are concerned. And when I get the other side, I'll show you the side I'm on. Although it's doing pretty good too. Wise. You'll see stuff still covered up because of the rain, although it hasn't rained for a while. And the crowd is real light. I don't know if it's the cold or the rain. Okay, intersection of Main and 3rd. And there's a bar that a lot of people hang out in. I'm not sure. There's a name right up there. We'll get it. While we're up there, check out inside the windows, people sitting up there drinking, watching the crowd outside. Best place to be on a cold, rainy day like today, I think. And then down below you can get Indian tacos, Philly steak, or just about whatever your heart desires in the way of food. And then working on, we've got more t-shirt vendors. Food vendors. Tattoo vendors. World famous Roadkill Cafe. Working on down the street. Okay, starting out at the world famous Roadkill Cafe, we go to the Camel tent, Camel Roadhouse. Where they have bands every night. And then this is the intersection, I think, of 4th and Main, and it's the traditional end of the Main Street Parade. I'll go down and get the end for you. 4th Street and Main. It's the end of the Main Street Parade. There's the tower. Right there. There's Main Street. And we're looking south. There's a lot of vendors down 4th. I'll probably wander down and get them. All the way down to LaSalle. And on the other corner, some outhouses. Let's see, just a couple of vendors running down that way. And then the Sturgis Police Department is right there. 1400 Main. And there's the news crew on the job. Following 2 Sturgis police officers. There's the number. Look at Vince Arnold's name. I don't know what it's going to be on. You can see him walking down the street, taping. Kind of quiet today, though. Must be the rain, as the old saying goes. Okay, we're looking down Main. We're looking down 4th Street right now. Right on the corner is $5.99 t-shirts. On down to the DFC, which basically says, if you can't rock and roll, don't fucking come. That's what it stands for. They had that on there a few years ago, but it turns out they made him take it off. Okay, what color t-shirt you want? Pick your color. Any color you desire. They'll sell them to you. Food for every taste. And for Sheila, the Indian tacos. And for me, hamburgers. About a half pound, let's say. Okay, up with the don't fucking come. Down there are many, many other kinds of vendors. Got a car in the way. There we go. What is that? And then everywhere there's a little place, there's all kinds of vendors. All the way down to LaSalle Street. And at the intersection of 4th and LaSalle, earlier they had the Playboy Playmates signing autographs. But I guess they're off now. I was wrong, because there they are. They turn around and look this way, they look plastic, fake, not real. And I'm not talking about the boobs, I'm talking about the faces. There they are. I don't know what months or anything, I mean I've heard, but I don't remember. Anyway, the 3 of them is Playboy Playmates. Oh, they got their clothes on, so I don't recognize them. Somebody gets in the way. There we go. Get my picture of a lifetime. Could be triplets. Well, little seashell covers there. And as cold as it is, she's a brave lady. And I'm on the other side of the street. That's where the Playboy bunnies were. We're on our way up the street. And Paco Sub seems to be shut down. And right on up the street. There's a guy that's really food I showed you a while ago, that's where I was at. We're still on 4th Street, working our way toward Main. Fact is, there's a Camel Roadhouse area, and there's the intersection of Main and 4th right there. Just to prove it, there's the law enforcement complex. I'm gonna head down Main now. Needless to say, we're at the Don't Fucking Come place. There's their shirt they're selling. Okay, starting in 4th and Main, I'm now going to be on the south side and showing you the north side. Earlier I was on the north side showing you the south side, although at the start I wasn't. Going down the side I actually started on went for a block and a half. There's the Pyramid bar. Okay, there's the Pyramid Beer Garden. Inside and outside areas. We're on Main from 4th headed toward 3rd. There's a dilapidated house I'm surprised somebody hasn't bought just for this week. And then you see more vendors on the north side. Okay, there's an icicle place I left off. Down to the foot-long burgers, for foot-long hot dogs and half-pound burgers. Barbecue pork, the chicken pit, gator on a stick, Italian sausage, and biker teas free for $20. And with the intersection of 3rd and Main. 3rd and Main, yes. And there's a look down Main, which is just about deserted. And it's not even, it's 5:30. But it's cool and it's dark. Although it hasn't rained for an hour and a half now. And behind me is kind of a little food court or vendor court where you can go in there. There he is again. If he'll turn, we'll see who he's shooting for. KNPN News 5, I think it is. Oh, sorry. Camera slipped. What can I say? Anyway, they're looking for something a little exciting happening. Been kind of slow, I would suspect. There's somebody out checking out the wild vipers. This is the inside of Big Al's swamp meat. Another little vendor area back in on the south side. And from the corner of 3rd and Main, looking north, or looking south, Meade County Times, and something there, I don't know what it is, and then Coal Steel, and then right down to the First Western Bank, which is on the corner. Let's get the temperature. 51. There's more Indian tacos. This is the inside of the other Mr. Al's. Just all the way back with vendor booths. There's a couple of your twins there. Our math hasn't stopped. Okay, from the intersection of Main and 2nd, looking south, there is the American Motorcycle Museum. And you may have seen this because I'm working my way back toward the bike. Then I'm going to go down to Lozelle and start down it. Indian stuff, you wanted it here from a lot of places. There's two-wheelers where I left off, and I know you've seen Wiener's Diner and Donuts. So now I'm going to head down on Lozelle and shoot some of it. And there's some Freeman from Minnesota as soon as it opens up. Yeah, which it may not. There we go. Freeman, Minnesota. Well, I didn't make it to LaSalle. It's starting to rain again. So I thought to brought the camera back to the bike. We'll hang around here for a minute and see how hard it's going to rain or for how long. But it's raining again. There's Banditos walking down the road. Like I said, they were latched in with the Hells Angels. Germany. I don't know if you got to see it before it got blocked out. Interesting little mobile. I'm not sure what you... Well, we're looking at Aztec Silver Henderson freight. That was down further. Apparently the hotel here on the Thursday of the rally grilled steaks outside for all the people staying here. I didn't know about it. I got back late, but I've got leftover steak and well, right now it's Friday afternoon, 12:31 local time, and I'm in Spearfish Canyon. It's a scenic drive. Starts just about 2 miles from our hotel. I'll be doing some riding around for a while. 30% chance of rain. I'll ride at least till the rain comes. This is Bridal Veil Falls. Show you some of the interest in it, and I'm standing in the middle. An equal number on the other side. Well, maybe not. Copy 50. There's a little bit better view of it. Including some people that went and got a little closer. I think this is as close as I'm getting now. There's the path to get there. And more people going. Spearfish Canyon. Bikes. There I am right there. Okay. Here's more of Spearfish Canyon. Okay, here we are. We're at the Boondocks. I stopped here to get a go to the bathroom, ended up having a chocolate shake too. We're on 385, headed toward Keystone. And if we would have went that way, we would have went to Wonderland Cave, but we're not. You can see a lot of bikes coming by. This is a Patacola Dam and Reservoir.
Honey, zoom it in.
Here's a view from the other side of the lake. This is Lake Mitchell. We're still on 385. There's my bike. And there's the rest of Lake Mitchell. This is Keystone. That's where we stayed 5 years ago or 4 years ago. The Best Western. This is kind of a pretty good hangout for a lot of people. Again, we're in Keystone. There's my car. Right there you'll recognize. Maybe if it, well, I never got that to come into focus. I think it was the sun shining off of it. Here I'm in front of the Black Hills Gold place. There's Long and Jones. Taco John's is a pretty good place to eat. We used to eat there a lot when we were staying here. And I'm about 2 miles from Mount Rushmore and I'm headed that way. Okay. This is the infamous spot where Terry Pruitt rolled his motorcycle. It went upside down, dropped off that hole right there. And he went rolling down that hill right there. And there's where we were taking our pictures. I don't know if it's a famous spot or an infamous spot, but I'm just about a mile from Mount Rushmore, and this is leaving Keystone, what it looks like. Alright, there we are, Mountain Road. the side of Mount Rushmore on the road that goes beside it. And you can kind of see the side of Washington there. See how far back it goes? And that's the direction the Crazy Horse is. Okay, there's the Crazy Horse Memorial. Okay, come on, focus. There we go. And it actually looks to me like I can see some progress from last year. Particularly on the side there. There it is. I don't know if I'll live to see it to completion, or Sheila, or anybody for that matter, but definitely are working on it. Crazy Horse Memorial. Oh yeah, I'm on Needles Highway. It's a real, not too wide road. 2 cars can barely pass. A lot of cutbacks at 10 miles an hour. 15 miles an hour. There's a tunnel, 1-lane tunnel, and there's looking out over the hill. I mean, it's straight down from here. You can't really tell by looking, but it is. And here comes some motorcycles. Here comes a motorcycle. Everyone went through the hole that way. And they go through the hole that way. If there's a car, only one at a time can go through. Here, I'll show you. See? Needles Highway. Okay, Needles Highway. Here's what's advertised as a long, narrow tunnel. Or a flat dry spot, you'll see a bunch of bikers stop. And this is what's on the other side of the tunnel. Get ready. Get ready. And there it is. I don't know how far you can see, but it's a long, long way. And it's a beautiful view. There's some wild animals out there leaking in the desert or in the forest. They don't know I'm watching. There's some longhorn sheep. There's one there. And another one there. We're still on Needles Highway. And they're drawing quite the crowd, I might add. And that's the first buffalo I've ever seen out in the wild. I've heard they were here. I've never seen one. But right now, right alongside the road. As you can see, it's right on the road. tail wagging. See him look around every now and then. But he's not getting too excited about anything. Maybe there'll be more down the road. And now I've found a deer. Although the deer's found me at the same time. I don't think it likes the fact that I'm looking at it. And it's just definitely my lucky night. Because right there on the road, you'll see another one. Not a bit. Both sides covered with them. But the interesting one is the one right up there. He says, I know my place. Oh, look, flying around him. Well, I guess that's weeds. Anyway, he's up on this big rock. Okay, you see what we run into next? Burros sticking their heads in people's cars when just trying to get fed. Walking up to people trying to get fed. Okay, there you see Mount Rushmore. And why you see cars coming is because we're looking through a tunnel. The tunnel's face Mount Rushmore. Pretty neat, huh? Okay, there's Mount Rushmore again, and we're going through a tunnel at it. A tunnel that's soon going to be filled with motorcycles if they go through it. And here comes the other direction. A car here now. Getting set to go riding in her shorts. Supposed to be about 90 today, so it should be okay. There's Sheila getting her hair wrapped put in. That's the only way I can remember. It's that simple. There's a trash man with a sense of humor. Okay, I'm having my screwed by Carnahan patch made. Mr. Owls. Oh dear, that doesn't sound good. there it is. Check that out. It's finally warmed up. This way. And what are their names?